I was asked to share this because I wrote it. Um, and it was suggested to me that I make a video of myself reading this because it means a lot to me. I think it's really important, and it's an important discussion to have. And coming from a kid, it means a lot more right now than ever, I think, to have this particular discussion. So, anyways, it's not a discussion I'm having, it's a poem, but anyways, it's called Lockdown Drills, and it's about lockdown drills and gun control and how desensitized we've become to this, even though it's more of a threat than ever right now. Well, I don't know about necessarily more of a threat than ever, but it's a very daunting one. It's a very present one right now. So, yeah. The air is ominous, and yet I find it doesn't touch my desensitized mind. What on earth is wrong with us, that you, too, are unaffected? I'm not so sure what I expected. Something scary, sad, or hectic. Just something along those lines. Not this at all. The lack of reaction makes it seem small, like it doesn't matter, but really the gall that it takes to try and make this out to be a small thing makes my blood boil nonetheless. I'd like to think that I would be selfless, that I would force some bullets to miss their designated targets, and throw myself away in an instant. I'm not so sure, though. Those thoughts feel so distant, so far away from what is likely to happen and yet somehow consistent with the wars that I know that we start at home and the fallout of those who survived them. And yet you choose those individuals to condemn, because everything is political, up until the end. Is your right to harm others really more important to you than creating less parents who have to visit their kid in a cemetery? Just the thought of it is scary. The idea of my mother, tired and weary, standing over my grave, her daughter no more. My life to you is just a chore, just legislation, such an absolute bore. And it pisses you off for no reason, so it's my life that's sacrificed instead. I think all of this needs to come to a head, because you still think survivors are just kids wetting the bed. There's becoming more of them, and it's not because more kids are surviving, it's because more kids are being put in danger. I get that you don't care about the life of a stranger, but how would you feel if it was your kid endangered, helpless and hopeless? You'd hear their cries in your sleep. Why would you even have kids you'd rather keep if you don't care about the culture in which they're steeped, or whether or not they come home from school, or whether or not they come home and traumatized? I don't think you people realize that every single time another kid dies, so too does a piece of me, and every other watchful kid alike. This shouldn't even be a fight. This isn't something I should have to write or discuss with others day after day, because who knows if my school is next? This is just an obsolete text, because it won't reach you, nonetheless. But I pray that someday something will, and I pray to God that that something isn't your kid getting killed.